that has started on Instagram. We are on week one. Every Wednesday, we are going to be posting a new prompt. Last week was letter A. Now, this was the reference which was shared by Nitya. So you can, check these out on our Instagram page. Nitya and I are hosting this challenge, which is called the Still Life Paint Challenge, with an alphabet there. Okay, so let me just focus this. Yeah. So I'll be painting Nitya's reference today, and let's get started. So I'm going to be using gouache, and I'm going to be doing a value study of this reference. For letter A, it's apples. You can take now. Let me tell you a bit about the challenge. It's a still life paint challenge, so you can paint anything that comes in still life. So you could have like today, this week, last week was letter A, so you could have apples. We had people painting apricots. You needn't follow the same reference. You can go and select your own reference. You can set up your own reference. Anything is allowed and everything is allowed. Any medium you can do digital. We've had people doing digital painting. We've had people doing oil pastels, colored pencils, watercolors, acrylics, gouache, all sorts of mediums are used. So there is no restriction of any kind of medium. There is no restriction on that you have to use the same prompt. That is, for A you have to paint apples. It's nothing like that. You can paint avocados, you can paint apricots, you can even paint any flower like asters. So there is no restriction. Antique, alarm clocks, artichokes, anything can be painted. So today I'm going to be doing a value study. I'm going to be using the camel white and black for this painting. And let's get started. So it's going to be a value study. I'm going to be doing 4 values. So there are going to be 4 values. I'm going to be using black and white for that. Now you can pre-mix so it becomes easier. I'll be starting with the darker one. So let's go ahead and start with the darker one. I'll just show the reference once again. So this is the reference, okay? And I'm doing the value study with this, okay? So now let's start with the darkest dark. The darkest dark is definitely going to be the black one. So just taking black. And wherever I see really dark shadows over here, 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 even under here, I'm going to go with black. So we have something over here. We have yes, and we have a very dark shadow underneath. There is a kind of a we do have okay, maybe a little bit, yeah. So this is all the dark, really dark. So we're going for 4 values. So this is the first value. Now the same brush, I'm going to be taking a little bit of the white and I'm going to be mixing in a gray. And now I'm going to be adding that. So we have okay. This is kind of dark. As you can see, I am not into blending it. I am just placing the colors over here now, or the values, with the shape that I see. Okay, and slowly you will see that the painting is taking its form. It's too dry. Just, yeah, so sorry about that. Just covering up all the whites also over here. The plate is also kind of dark. I'm just going in with the darker, and it kind of, yeah, the plate is also dark, so we've just tried to cover that up. Now for the cloth, again, as I said, I am not blending this. I'm just going to be keeping it as true to the value. So first I'm going to be just little water. If the paint goes really dry, just adding a little water. So you can see this. Yeah. You can see the edges also. Now this goes really bright over here because there's that white. We'll be doing the details a bit later, just now laying down the color, the value. Hi Akshar. This is also a little dark. And you can see at this point the values are kind of matching. So you need to soften those edges when you're using paint colors. Nice to meet you too. If you're an artist, do drop in what you like to paint. Okay, you're only watching. So we have this challenge which is going on Instagram. It's called the Still Life Paint Challenge. And this is for letter A because it has an alphabet there also. So every week we have one prompt. So this is the week which started off. So it's letter A. Now you can paint. Now I'm painting an apple, but you can paint anything that you want. You can paint apricots, avocados, abstraction of a still life, antiques, artichokes. Anything can be painted. The choice is completely yours. We've got this two values now. We've got the darker value and we've got the mid gray value. Now I'm going in with a more lighter value. For the lighter value, I'm just going to be adding more white. Now I'm painting in gouache. We have artists painting in oil pastels. We have them painting in, what do you call, color pencils, watercolors, acrylics, oils. One artist even painted with oils. So the choice is completely yours with what you like to paint, whatever your medium, whatever your subject. It has to start with letter A for this week. Next week, that is, tomorrow, it's going to be letter B. I'm going in with a lighter gray now. For the mid, again, this is a mid value. And for this, now we have to see which areas are going to have the mid value. So we have also some kind of light gets reflected, so we can have the reflected, sorry about that, we have the reflected light coming. Now we have this cloth. Okay, and we have this apple too. It's got covered with that fabric. Now the background. The background has a lot of light, but it has this rim of the plate which is coming over here too. And the moment you feel okay, you went a little haywire with the yeah. So we have this as the apple. Okay, and certain areas which are going to be behind the apple also, it's darker. Okay, so we've got the form now coming in, and now we're going to be adding a few things. Let me just cover up all that white. Just covering up all the white. And we have the fabric also showing up. Yeah. Okay. Before I go in with the white, now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding a few details. The details are out here. As you can see, this fabric, it's got these lines, so I'm trying to replicate that. Then we also have it and we have it we have that fabric coming in here now. So it's kind of easy if you have one kind of study to show where the things are going. Now it also has the same thing. And we have it okay, so we're just replicating the fabric now. Hi Rashmi, how are you? So we're just replicating the whole fabric now for the fun of it. And we're going in. Now I think I should add the white too so that we can add some more details. So I'm going to be now cleaning up this brush really well. Washing it well. Now I'm taking in some white. Oh, Soyash, how are you, Soyash? Your mother's a really sweet person. We're going in first with a little black over here. I know your mom really likes to draw. I've seen her work. She's there with me on the creative circle also. We are kind of now just correcting the values. Okay. We have the shadow. And now we're going in with white. Just cleaning my brush really well. I'm taking in the white. And I'm adding in areas where I feel the white highlights, or it's going to be the lightest. Okay. Now over here. Yes. There's also some, the fabric is kind of lighter over here. So we're going to go with that. We are having so we're kind of replicating that fabric. It's got a lot of okay, now this is kind of looking odd. So we are going to be softening and the edges. Because it's cloth, it doesn't have very harsh, you know, it has more of a softer. So all these rough edges we're going to be like, so we're getting the fabric to look more like a fabric. Now even on the back it has okay. So if you got the fabric kind of going really well, for the background we're going in with the lighter gray. I need to mix a lot. Yes. And then we can come back and make corrections. Now if this is blending, then you need to go a little darker over here. Okay, I am making for alphabet A. This was a reference which was shared by, I'll show you. So I'm doing a value study. A value study is just a black and white of that subject to get an idea where the colors are going to be in what value and make some corrections. This was shared by Nitya for the challenge. The moment you have this, where there is a clashing of the same values, we can add in another value over there. Did you see that? So that just, and this is what is going to get covered. Also here, and we have. So if you want to participate, you can participate in this challenge. You have to tag us so we can share your work in our stories. I'm kind of liking this, the way it has turned out. As you can see, we've got a really great value happening here. If there are any corrections to be made, now is the time, when we can see, okay, this is not looking good, or this needs more work. So yes. No, you don't have to. I do value studies just for my practice so that I have, an idea of how my colors are going to be. If I want a lot of, drama, I don't want to go into realism, then I usually do a value study. Now you can go ahead and, make these blending. So this just blends it really well. And you have good brushwork going on. So we have nice brushwork happening over here. There's a good amount of blending also. Now, one second. This. We have that cloth. Okay. So you're getting these nice things that are happening over here. You can see we are having this replication over here with a lot of brushwork and a lot of values, scattered here and there. I think I'll go in with a little dark over here. Too dark. The previous one was better. Maybe just. You could also do one thing now. The shadow is there. Okay. So we have the shadow falling. We have the white. So yeah, I think that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this value study. If you're joining in the Still Life Paint Challenge with the alphabet there, last week was the alphabet A. You can paint all the 26 alphabets, or you can paint a few which interest you or which, make you like, oh, I want to paint this. It's completely on you. Check out my Instagram page, Conversations with Canvas. This reference was shared by Nitya, and I've painted a value study for this one. My reference is shared on my page. You can go ahead and check that out. Tomorrow is going to be alphabet B, and on Monday, I might, or maybe on a Saturday, I'll do another live with alphabet B so that we can get back on track. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. The reference, the value study. Hi Nadia, how are you? I'm glad you could join in. So, yeah, I'm actually now going to say bye bye. Take care, have a great week, and see you on the Alphabet Challenge. Love you. Bye bye. See ya next time.